Adele. Adele didn't know anything about Larry King of CNN. She didn't know anything about Patti LaBelle, the Hollywood actress. She didn't know anything about Halle Berry, the beautiful Hollywood actress, having type 2 diabetes. All she knew was that she was an old 59-year-old grandmother who was feeling very healthy and very youthful. As she entered into the market to buy her foodstuffs for her breakfast and her lunch today, she felt some pain in her right ankle. The pain was a bit annoying, but she was still able to continue walking in the market as she searched out her favorite stalls, her favorite shops to buy her foodstuffs. But as she was trying to read the signs to her favorite shops, she was struggling to read them. Was it that she didn't clean her eyes well? Adele, are you having blurring of vision? The words don't seem too clear. Anyway, she thought, maybe it's just old age. And so as she stopped at Mama Aji's shop to buy some yam, and she looked down into her shopping list, she found that she was still struggling to read the items on her shopping list. Wow, what kind of wahala is this? I can't even read close up. Is it that because I've been in the sun for such a long time? Is that why I can't read the list? Mama Aji smiled and she laughed. She said, Mommy Adele, Mama Adele, I beg, just give me the list. Make I can't look, see waiting day for the list. So Adele bought her food items and she started preparing to walk back home. She didn't like entering into any car to go home. She loved to walk. But this bothersome right ankle pain, it's really disturbing me, she thought. It's really disturbing me. And now I have to go back home and play with those my grandchildren. They'll not allow me to rest before lunchtime. Anyway, as she was walking back, limping, could Adele have the beginning of Charcot's joint? It's possible. Could her poor vision be the beginning of retinopathy? Not retinopathy of old age, diabetic retinopathy. Let's see. So Adele walked back home, and as she walked in, she heard the sounds of her grandchildren. The sounds of her grandchildren playing in the courtyard. She slipped, away quietly so that they wouldn't see her as she came in, and she motioned to her house help to come and carry the nylon bags from her hand so that they could go and put away the foodstuffs. So she walked into her room, heaved a sigh of relief after finishing her shopping for the day. And she entered into her changing room, started removing her clothes. Adele likes looking at herself in the mirror whenever she's changing. But as she was changing, she was looking at her face. She could see some blackish, like skin things. Some things on her skin. Some like tags. Some people call it skin tags. There were even some on her neck. Some on her chest. Some on her shoulders and over her arms and her forearms. Which one be this one again, she said. She to herself. She even said it out loud. What's this one again? Before it was just a small black tag on my cheek. But now I'm seeing one or two around here. And even some on my neck, and they're even spreading to my chest. Hey, now wow, old age, don't they reach me? Anyway, I'll do something about it. So she opened the shower and she entered into the shower and began to bathe herself with her bathing sponge. As she reached down to wash her feet, she noticed that the back of her feet, the sole of her feet, was looking, it was hard, it was thick, it was rough. And it was not only one sole of the foot. Even the other sole of the foot was hard, it was thick. It was looking dark, it was looking scaly. What is this one? Carlos. Anyway, she thought, maybe because I've been walking for so long this morning in this market. But as she continued to scrub her feet, she noticed that even her feet were slightly swollen and they were darkish. They were dark. And don't forget that she was still having that pain in her right ankle. It was worse than the one in the left ankle too had pain, but the right ankle, it was more painful. And both her feet, in fact, her legs were swollen up to the level of almost her knee. Anyway, now all part of old age. And maybe all this my waka where they waka. I'm just walking around in the market. Maybe it's not too good for my legs. So Adele finished bathing, she came out of the bath, she toweled herself dry, and she applied cream. But of course, not over her feet. Not over her legs. I hate applying lotion or ointment or cream over my legs and my feet. Like, I want freedom small now. It's in my whole body that I'll be applying cream every time. Lotion, Vaseline, everything. I want to rest. So she left her feet dry. And Adele likes to be free whenever she's in her house. She wants to walk free. She doesn't want to wear any bedroom slippers, even when she's going to go out into the courtyard to play with her children. She wants to just go barefoot. She'll not wear any slippers, any bathroom or bedroom slippers. So she walked out into the courtyard and she went to play with her grandchildren. She played with them. They ran around a bit. In fact, granddaughter Adele, she's named after her. In fact, she's one of her favorite. If she wants to tell people secretly, she would have told them that granddaughter Adele, because she's her namesake, she loves her more than her other grandchildren. But don't tell anybody that. So granddaughter Adele said, Kaka Adele, you are limping like an old woman. You are limping like an old woman. Are you an old woman? They usually laugh and play like that. So Kaka Adele said, if I catch you. So they ran around. She ran around. They ran around. She chased her around. And they finished playing. Then she told her house, well, yeah, now I'm tired. I want to go and rest. I'm going to the parlor. When my food is ready, please bring it. And so Adele retired to her favorite corner, her favorite resting corner, in the corner of her living room, in her parlor. There's this big rocking chair that was made specially for her. Cushioned chair, big, spacious. She usually sits down there from morning to evening, rocking in her chair. With the TV, the massive widescreen TV, directly in front of her. And she watches from morning, around 8 a.m. after she has had her bath. So around 6 p.m. Yes, Adele can sit down from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That is on the day she doesn't go to the market to buy her foodstuffs, mind you. She goes once in a while, maybe like once in maybe 2 weeks. Otherwise, Adele loves her TV. She loves her relaxation. Apart from playing around with her grandchildren when Sam brings them, she loves to sit down and watch her favorite movies. So in the morning, when she comes and sits down, they'll bring her favorite tea, her thick tea, full of milk, sugar, processed white sugar, and plenty of milk. And she'll sit down and consume that first. And then her favorite meal, fried yam and egg sauce. Once she finishes that, she'll chill small, watching her favorite movie, The Executioner, the series. The Executioner, yes, that's her favorite series. She watches all of that back to back, back to back, back to back, her eyes fixed on the TV screen. In between, her grandchildren will bring her some snacks here and there because she loves to eat those sweet treats with them. Those cakes, those puffs, she'll eat them. Enjoy herself. Then later, when she's ready for her amala and gbegiri stew, her house help will bring it for her. And she'll eat and eat and eat. And maybe have a bottle of soda, maybe nice orange soda, or cola soda. That will make the end of the day even nicer. Yes. So as she was sitting down, watching her movie, watching her series, started to smell something. Tobacco smoke. Hey, Timmy won't kill me, oh. Timmy, where are you? Where are you going to take us to in this house? My grandchildren are in the house playing, but you must still smoke this your tobacco. Timmy is Adele's youngest son, and he loves to smoke. In fact, he's a chain smoker. Timmy, she said, when he came into the parlor. I have warned you. I don't like smelling this nasty thing. Don't you know that it's not good for your health? Even said for me and my grandchildren, everybody in this house, whoever comes into this house, we keep on inhaling smoke, tobacco smoke. Yes, she's right. Inhaling secondhand tobacco smoke is no good. For everybody, not to talk of query diabetic patient. But is Adele a diabetic patient? No, she's a seemingly healthy elderly grandma who is enjoying her life. She's in good health, or so she thinks. Anyway, Timmy left, grumbling away. Wow, me myself. I can't wait to leave this house so that I can even have my own house safe and chill. People stop disturbing my life. Back. So Timmy walked away. And she continued to eat and have fun with her grandchildren. Bring. The phone rang. Who is that? Mommy AJ, Adele's favorite friend. Mommy AJ said, Adele, how far now? Have you come back from the market? I came back since. So in fact, I'm just playing with my babies. Oh, your grandchildren are around? Yes, they're around though. Some bought them earlier. So we've been having fun watching TV. We even played safe. But now I'm just resting in my favorite chair. Mommy AJ said, I know you now. I know. Anyway, Sha, guess what? I bought those high heels that you said that you want to wear for that Owambe next week. For that weekend, next week's Owambe weekend. I bought them for you. So I want to bring them later for you. Woo! Adele was happy. She had eyed those high heels for a while, and Mommy AJ had said that she was going to buy them for her. And she trusts her. She's her favorite friend. They usually go for Owambe parties together. She likes those tight-fitting, high-heeled shoes where she can show off that, yes, she has arrived. But Sam is going to come and pick up those grandkids. And she doesn't want any clash between Sam and Mommy AJ, because Sam always thinks that he's always complaining that Mommy AJ seems to be a bad influence on Adele. So he's always complaining that Mommy AJ is always carrying Adele to parties. So Adele said, Mommy AJ, maybe you should just come tomorrow, because maybe today might be a bit busy, even expecting some other guests. Maybe tomorrow now, so that when you come, you can gist, you can show me the shoes, and we can have fun. So Mommy AJ said, okay, fine, no, I can come tomorrow, no problem. I'll come tomorrow and we can hang out and have a good time. So Adele said, okay, fine, thanks a lot. And so the day was coming to an end. Around 7 p.m., Sam, her grandchildren's father, came to pick them up. And he came with his wife. When they came, they sat down, they were gisting. And Daddy Sam said, wow, Mommy, as if you're getting bigger. As if you're getting bigger and bigger. Mommy, Adele said, what do you mean I'm getting bigger? What do you mean I'm getting bigger? Mommy, I've been telling you that you should be following me. And baby Adele's mother to go and be going for those walks in the mornings. Since we don't live very, very far away from one another, we can come and pick you up and we can go for that walk, early morning walk. Even sometimes, if we can't go for that walk, we can go to the gym now. We can go to the gym together sometimes, just for you to, keep fit. It's very important too. It's very important. Adele looked at him. She said, you think me, I'm not fit like this? The way you are seeing me like this, I'm not fit. She stood up and she twirled around. Look at me. I'm healthy. If I went to the market this morning, as usual. Yeah, I always go to the market maybe like once or twice in 2 weeks. Yeah? I went there and I came back. I'm healthy. I feel fit. If not safe, or sometimes I don't know it's safe these days. These days I don't know when apart from the fact that I noticed that whenever I go to the toilet, when I sit down to pass urine, I can sit down and stay for a long time, because the urine will just be coming. But maybe it's just because I took plenty of water. Is that polyuria? It sounds like polyuria. Even sometimes I wake up at night and I'll still be passing urine. Meanwhile, before I don't used to do that too. Anyway, Shana, old age. Sam looked at her. Mommy, I've been telling you need to go for annual checkup. Annual physical examination, annual health check. Me and mommy, baby Adele have gone, and we are sure that okay, we are in good health. But you even needed more because you are older now. Please let us fix time now. Let us go. I'll take you there. So you can check your health. So I can check your health. Remember that what happened? Remember what happened to my grandfather? My grandfather. I don't know. I'm not saying that maybe you have illness like him, but remember what happened to him. I then looked at him. Then she now remembered. She remembered the story. She remembered the story that her father had fallen sick just suddenly. Apparently, he had been a very healthy man. And then he had fallen sick suddenly. Shortly after he had fallen sick, apparently, he started to become, they said that he went faint, that he fainted, that he was not talking to anybody, but that they kept him at home and they were just calling one health worker to come and look at checking him in the house, who said that he was going to improve. He was going to improve. But after some time, they noticed that he had one small wound on his leg, which was just increasing and increasing and increasing in size. By the time they carried him to the hospital, about 3 days after that, apparently the leg was almost rotten. And they had to cut 2 of his legs. There was not only one leg that was affected. Apparently, there was another wound on the other leg, and they had to cut off his legs. But that must have been a very, very serious disease. But thank God, Adele thought, none of us have this disease, whatever the disease is. We don't even have details of this disease. So she used to tell, she told all her kids this story. So that is why Sam, this her elder son, is reminding her about that. But she knows that he's just telling her that to scare her. She's in good health, though. She's in good health. She doesn't have any disease. She said, look, I hate hospitals. I hate going to hospital. And me, I'm in good health, as you can see. I'm showing you. I'm in good health. So please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I beg, I'm in good health. We thank God for everything. May God continue to give us good strength. Amen. So he left her. They said their byes and he carried his children and he prepared to go home with his family. Mommy Adele also retired for the day. She switched off the lights in the parlor, closed her doors, entered her room, and started to prepare her little nail clipper set. Do you know what wanzami is? Wanzami is local baba in Hausa. Wanzami, Baba Wanzami, is going to come tomorrow morning to cut her nails in the courtyard. Every 2 weeks, Adele cuts her nails with her local Baba, her Wanzami, Baba Wanzami. Baba Wanzami comes once a week, as I said before. He comes to clip her nails the local way. The local way. The local way is always the best, He does it very well, very meticulous, and he doesn't give her any wound. And she has her own clipper. Adele has her own clipper. So she got her clipper, her nail file, and she packed it inside the set, ready for Baba Wanzami to come and cut her nails the following morning. And she retired for the night. The following morning, when Adele woke up and she entered to have her bath, she was having her bath. She just heard a loud scream, from the courtyard. Hey, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? She was wondering what was happening. So she quickly, she turned off the shower. She got her towel. She didn't have time to, of course, towel her body dry. She was worried. What happened? What happened? Was somebody hurt? What happened? She quickly ran out on the tiled surface, ran out to the courtyard because that was where she heard the scream from. As she ran out, she slipped on the wet tiles and she dropped down. But not before she heard a twist over that her right ankle that she has been disturbing her. And then as she was falling down, she felt her foot cut. The back of her foot and the front of her foot, it cut. And she felt pain and she felt something warm coming out of her leg. Adele had sustained a wound, a very deep wound over the sole of her foot and over the front of her, the dorsum of her foot, her right foot. Hey, problem. Everybody rushed. Apparently, it was even a false alarm. Her house help had seen a rat running into the store. That was why she screamed. And now see what had happened to Adele. Timmy rushed out. What happened? What happened? What happened? They told him what happened. So they quickly grabbed one cloth nearby. They wrapped it around Mommy Adele's foot. They didn't even care whether it was a clean cloth or not, because what they just saw wound bleeding, and her leg was somehow. They just wrapped it and they just bandaged it with the cloth. They quickly called Sam, her elder son, and told him that we're carrying mommy to the to Paddy's chemist too, because her leg, she fell. He was now telling them that no, they should wait. They should quickly hold on. He'll be there in the next 5 minutes because he's nearby. He's nearby. He wants to take her to the hospital. They said no. In fact, no, it wasn't them that said so. It was Adele that said no. Please, Sam, I beg. Come and see me, but I'm not going to any hospital. I have Paddy, my chemist, Paddy the chemist. He's the one I usually go to for any issue. He knows how to handle all these issues. He's even better than than all these your people that you call doctors and nurses and whatever, health workers in the hospital. He knows what to do. He's experienced. He's an elderly man, and he has had that chemist for a long time. I'm going there to treat my leg, please. I beg, please carry me. Take me to Paddy the chemist. So quickly, Timmy and her house help rushed Adele to the chemist. As they rushed her to the chemist, thank God, Paddy the chemist was there. She was so happy. Paddy the chemist had been her, should I say, her all in all whenever she was ill, whenever her workers are ill, whenever her children were ill when they were younger. That's where they usually go for treatment. He has been there. He grew up in the neighborhood. Everybody knows him. He treats everybody. He treats everybody's injuries. There is almost nothing that he cannot treat, and he does it well. There has been nothing bad about his treatment all these years. So she trusted her leg, her foot to him. He was there. He said, Adele, what think will happen now? What happened to your foot? She told him what happened. He now said, no problem. I know what to do. So as he was handling her leg, the swelling seemed to have gone down small, and the pain was even less safe. So it looked so he now said, as if you don't have any fracture, and as if you don't have any dislocation. So maybe that foot, I think it's just the wound. It's just the wound. So what we're going to do now is, so he got his materials for dressing. He got his drip water. That is his normal saline. He now washed the wound. He washed the wound. He now washed it. He washed it with wet cotton wool with the drip water. When he now finished washing it, he now dried the wound with cotton wool. It didn't look as if there was any wound that was broken. So he was telling her, I think this one is straightforward, just wound. I don't think you have any problem with your bone. So no problem. I know what to do. He cleaned the wound with the drip water. He now cleaned it again with cotton wool and spirit, that's methylated spirit. And then he now applied GV. Do you know what GV is? Gentian violet. He now applied gentian violet, that blue thing, that bluish purplish thing. He applied it over the wound. By then the wound had stopped bleeding. So he now, after applying the gentian violet, he now got bandage. Crepe bandage that we always see. He used crepe bandage and he now wrapped the foot from around the toe to just above the ankle where she sustained the injury. He didn't do it all the way up. He just did it up to that point. One man must save money because he couldn't use the whole crepe bandage. Things are difficult these days. So he bandaged her leg, gave her some Panadol, some paracetamol, and he also gave her antitetanus. You know antitetanus? He gave her antitetanus injection, and then he told her to go home, that she should be coming every 2 days to dress the wound. So Mom Adele was so happy. She was so happy by the treatment, by the prompt intervention, by the prompt action of Paddy the chemist. She thanked him profusely, and she told him that she would send him his money, the following day. That's the advantage of having a chemist nearby, somewhere in your neighborhood, or somebody that you know, somebody you've known for a long time. They'll not be asking you for money here and there. Their thoughts. Like when you go to hospital, they'll ask you to pay for this, pay for that, pay for this, pay for that, before you even see any health worker, before you see any doctor. So that's one of the advantages, Adele thought. So they went home. By the time they got home, Sam had come. Sam insisted that they should go to the hospital for proper treatment. Adele refused. She said, me, I'm not going to any hospital. I've already had my treatment at Paddy the chemist's place. He has treated me, giving me drugs, and I'm okay. The pain has even reduced. I've just taken my drugs and I'm okay. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. So after insisting, Adele didn't listen to him. Sam advised her again. He advised Timmy, told the workers that and Timmy that they should call him in case of any other thing, and that he'll check on her the following day. Following day, he came back, still tried to insist and convince Adele. She refused to go to the hospital, said she was fine. So he left. Following morning, of course, Adele went for her change of dressing at Paddy the chemist's place. When she went there, he was not around, so somebody else, his assistant, helped change the dressing. The wound was looking okay. There was the bleeding had stopped. There was no bleeding. The pain was less, but still there was still some swelling and still some pain, and that place had become a bit red around the skin around that area of the wound had become a bit red. In fact, there were even two wounds, one on the back, as I said before, and one around the top of the foot. So it was a bit red, it was a bit painful, but yeah, the wound was not looking so bad. So they dressed it for her the same way they dressed it the first day she went to the chemist. And then she went back home. She went back home and she continued her usual activities. Just that when she sat down in the parlor, she would have to raise her leg a bit on another stool to be comfortable, because it was throbbing. It was beginning to throb her. That place was beginning to throb her. And then walking also was becoming very difficult. She would need help for them to carry her to her room, to lie down and rest. So all in all, she was hoping for the best. She was hoping for the best. But Adele couldn't help but think that maybe I should go to hospital, because she realized that she was even waking up more times now to pass urine at night. And when she sat down to pass that urine, the urine was much, even in the daytime, even though she was trying to drink as normal, as enough water as she usually does. She was still not, she was still passing, she was passing urine, but it was much, but her water intake, she noticed, was just a normal water intake. And then as days went by, she was feeling weak, beginning to feel weak. In fact, her appetite had gone. All that her fried yam that she was used to eating in the morning, and her amala and begiri, she was not eating it anymore. She would just ask for pap and maybe tea. In fact, her workers were beginning to get worried. Timmy, her younger son, the chain smoker, was also beginning to get worried. He called Sam. Said, Sammy, I don't understand though. I said, Mama is getting weak every day. Weaker every day. And she's not eating well. Me, I'm worried. And this her leg, I don't know. She said that it's getting better, but I don't know. So after like about 6 days of dressing the wound, when Mama went for the next dressing, and they opened the wound, everybody did like this in the chemist. The wound was smelling. It was smelling very, very bad. In fact, Paddy the chemist was surprised. He was just looking at the house. Why now? This wound is smelling bad. Even before we finished opening it. As they finished opening it, they just saw pus, whitish fluid coming out of the wound. There were many places where like small areas that were open. They were bringing out pus. He was surprised. Paddy the chemist was surprised. Now wow, I think it happen. Anyway, no problem. He told them, the wound is getting ripe. That is why this pus is coming out. It's just getting ripe, and it's a sign of, improvement of the wound. So I think the wound will be fine. Mommy, the wound will be fine. Was Mama developing? Was Adele developing diabetic foot? Who knows? So Adele was worried. They squeezed the chemist squeezed out the pus. He squeezed out the pus. They cleaned the wound as normal with the drip water, with the spirit. They still applied the GV. But then he now told Adele, please be coming now every day for dressing, okay? Because since now the wound is ripe, we need to be dressing it more frequently every day so that it can get better. So it can start working. Working like the way it used to. Adele. So she took his word for it, because he was her, in quote, family physician. And she went home. When she went home, she called Sam, because there was still a nagging feeling that something was wrong. There was still something wrong. She called Sam. Said, Sam, I think I better just come. Maybe if you can come today, please, because I don't know. I think I need to go to hospital though, because this is my leg. I don't understand. And these days I'm getting really, really tired. I'm getting so fatigued. I can't even think straight sometimes. I'll be confused, and I'm always thirsty. I'm always weak. Sometimes when I'm standing, I feel like falling. And I just need assistance for every single thing. Me, Adele, that I'm so active and move around. I think I need help. I think I need help. Maybe you come and take me to the hospital. I don't know what is happening. Please come and help me. And so Sam came to the house and he was surprised to see Adele in that state. She was really, really weak. In fact, they needed to carry her completely to the car. She needed aid. She really needed aid. And so begins the journey of Adele to discover what is happening to her body. What is happening to her body? What is happening to Adele's body? Could those skin tags she had, could they be skin manifestations of diabetes mellitus? Could that her foot be diabetic foot? Is it not possible? Bearing in mind that her father had a similar, well, not a similar history, but he was sick for some time, then he developed wound, and then he even had to have amputation of his leg. We'll find out too. So watch next week as we find out Adele's diagnosis. I'm Dr. Hadiza Marilia Suleiman, your favorite holistic reconstructive surgeon. Tune in to TMI Story next week. Bye.